14 for Mark Bello. 10 laps is the distance. Josh Manfredo ready to let these guys loose off of turn number 4. There's a green flag, and we're underway. Lenny Guy shoots out to the lead as they roll off the second corner and leads the pack down into 3 and 4. The 17 sits second. That is John Paiva behind the wheel of that machine. Here comes Martin winding it up into third already, and that blue and white number 14. Off of turn number 4 they come. Lenny Guy sets the pace, battle for second. Rick Martin slides a run in down to the inside of the Israeli trucking machine, looking for the number 2 spot. Edges out Piver off the second corner, and he'll find himself sitting second. Piver back to third. D'Souza continuing to hold on to fourth as he works that outside groove. Russ Borges looks for the hold on the inside, picks up that inside lane. D'Souza strong across the stripe, trying to find a lane that works for him. The rookie contender up on the outside. Rick Martin is closed in on the back bumper of Lenny Guy. Guy continues to set the pace for Martin all over the back bumper. Ford versus Chevy at the top of the field as Martin slides a run to the outside. 5 down, 5 to go as they cross the stripe this time by. Guy down to the inside, trying to hold on at the top of the grid, but Rick Martin squeezes a run to that second groove by 22 hundredths of a second. Missed it that time. This time, however, he's got the run heading down into 3. Off of turn number 4, Guy tries to battle back, doesn't have enough room there. That's going to give Martin the outside lane. He'll pick up the lead on lap number 6 and shut the door on the New Bedford, Mass native. Kyle D'Souza trying to get back up inside the top 4, throws it in just a little bit too deep for turns 3 and 4. Had to back off the throttle and jam on the brakes, and that lost a lot of momentum for the Fairhaven, Mass native. 2 laps to go this time, and it is Rick Martin at the top of the field as he has opened up a 5-truck length advantage over Lenny Guy. One more circuit around as they come off of turn number 4. As Lenny Guy looks in the rearview mirror, sees John Paiva closing up the gap there. Paiva trying to get his way up into the top 2. He's going to run himself out of time. Rick Martin rolls off of turn number 4, picks up the win in round number 1 for the Seekonk Sports Trucks. Lenny Guy in for second. Third place to John Paiva. Russ Borges 4th, and Kyle D'Souza hanging on to round out the top 5. Ten laps of distance as we get ready to roll off of turn number 4. Manfredo looks him down. He lets him go. And we're underway. As they roll down into turn number 1, Mike Ronhock sets the pace. Brian Murray trying to hang on to the outside. Look at Jason Arsenal. Jason Hero, I'll get that right eventually, in the 96 all over the racetrack as he tries to hang on to that white machine. He slid back a couple of spots, and Jody Tripp filled the hole down on the inside. He finds himself sitting second on the grid. Tripp, the winner opening night, just edging out Martin at the stripe in one of the closest finishes ever here at the Seekonk Speedway, up in the number 2 spot as they come off the corner. Takes a look to the outside. Ron Hawk setting the pace in that red and white number 5. Tripp's in second. Third is the 13 of Brian Murray, as Jason Hero in the number 96 holding on for 4th with the 3 of Roderick all over the back bumper. Battle for the lead up on the outside with Jody Tripp trying to find his way at the top of the field as he chases down the 5 as they go wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4 they come, and we've hit the cross flags. 5 down, 5 to go for the trucks as Jason Hero slows up and heads pit side in the white number 96. Off of turn number 4, Jody Tripp sets the pace across the stripe. Mike Ronhock sits into the number 2 spot. Third is the 13 of Brian Murray. Twin sticks up in the air as they roll off of turn number 4. Jody Tripp at the top of the field. Ron Hawk. Nice and easy as these trucks have settled themselves into a rhythm, and they'll use the remainder of this one to get ready for the main event. One more circuit around as they come off of turn number 4. White flag is out. Off of turn number 4 they come. Checkered flag is out, and Tripp will pick up the win in fine fashion. Mike Ron Hawk will hang on for second. Third place to the 13 of Brian Murray, with Uriah Roderick and Billy Clark rounding out top 5. So for those of you longtime fans here at the Seekonk Speedway, the names Tripp and Clark are synonymous with modified racing. And Kyle D'Souza at the top of the field. Brian Murray. And Lenny Guy, row number 2. They come off of turn number 4. There's a green flag. Bulldog lets them loose, and we're underway. 3 wide for second already as D'Souza gets kicked up 3 wide down the backstretch. Paiva down low. Guy in the center as they roll through 3 and 4. Billy Clark trying to fill the hole down the center, trying to thread the needle. He's going to run out of room and settle in behind. Mike Ron Hawk sets the pace down the back straightaway. Oh, Brian Murray goes around down off of turn number 2. The Hobbies and Things number 13 spins down off the back stretch, trying to get that truck refired. And it doesn't look like he's going to get it rolling. And we're under yellow already with 1 lap complete for the number 13 of Brian Murray, who spins down the back straightaway. Row number 2, Rick Martin, Kyle D'Souza, Billy Clark, Russ Borges, your top 8 as they come off of turn number 4. There's a green flag, and we're back underway. Paiva winding it up on the outside, looking for the lead as they roll down into turn number 2. Off the corner they come, and look at Martin, 3 wide down the back straightaway to the inside of Lenny Guy. Yes, he's got to back off and settle in behind. Guy shut the door as trouble for Russ Borges off of turn number 4. He spins the Estrella trucking machine, trying to get that truck refired. Black flag out for one driver to look like. And Borges gets his truck rolling just as the field gets slowed up. So back under yellow. And going back to lap number 1, and we will try this again in his career here at the Action Track of the East. And Martin is closing in on that gap. All right, 1 lap down. We'll try this again as they come off of turn number 4. Mike Ron Hawk, whoa, slides the back end out from underneath. That opens up the outside lane. Paiva gets the jump. Kyle D'Souza scrapes the outside wall down the front stretch. He slows up. Ron Hawk slowing up, taking Lenny Guy with him. And we've got Paiva at the top of the field at lap number 2. Jody Tripp sits second. Martin sits third as they cross the stripe. Ron Hawk sits fourth. Lenny Guy rounds out the top 5. Up front, battle for the lead. The 38 of Tripp taking a look to the inside of Paiva, trying to find his way to the top of the field, trying to get there before Martin, as Martin tries to thread the needle down the front straightaway and across the stripe. It's 1/100th of a second between Paiva and Tripp. Tripp sets the pace down to 3 and 4. As they come off the corner, Martin sits second. Paiva back to third now as they come off the turn number across the stripe. Billy Clark goes around off of turn number 4, trying to get the blue, purple, and white number 1 fired. And just as he started to roll, the yellow flag unfurls. And Bolduc just a bit quick on the trigger here tonight. And we go back to lap number 3 as they Uriah Roderick, Russ Borges, and Jim Hawkins, your top 10 as we get ready to go. Tim Bolduc looking the field over as they get ready to roll off of 4. Winding it up off the corner, Jody Tripp and John Paiva up on the throttle. They come. Green is out. We're back underway. Tripp out front as they come off of turn number 2. Look at Rick Martin just close right in on the back bumper of that black number 38. Catching him is one thing, passing him is another. And Martin takes a look down to the inside. Tripp slides up the racetrack, opens up the inside lane. Trouble for the 3 of Roderick up the front stretch. Oh, he goes around in the red and yellow number 3 as he tries to get that truck refired. The field comes off of turn number 4. And yeah, guess what? 4 laps complete. We're back under yellow. So the 3 of Roderick going around. Now I do have 4 laps down, 21 laps remain in the Seekonk Sports Truck main event. Jody Tripp and Rick Martin at the top of the field. John Paiva, Lenny Guy, Jason Hero, your top 5. Tim Baldock looks them over off of 4. He lets them loose, and one more time they wind him up across the stripe. The 38 of Jody Tripp sets the pace down into 1. Rick Martin evening up as they come off of turn number 2, and they're side by side for the lead as they head down into 3. Tripp trying to hold off Martin as they come off of 4, but Martin's got the roll on the outside. He'll pick up the lead at lap number 5 by 56 hundredths of a second. Tripp back to the inside, trying to hang on tight down low as they roll down into 3 and 4. Side by side trouble for the 49 of Jim Hawkins as he slows up, gets that truck rolling again. We're back to green. 6 laps up on the board and another lead change, 5 thousandths of a second. Jody Tripp had the lead that time by as they roll down into 3. Tripp down low, Martin up high. We've seen this race several times already in 2009. This time across the stretch, it's Martin back to the top of the field, swapping the lead back and forth at the top of the grid. Battle for 3rd, Lenny Guy to the inside of John Paiva as they race side by side there. Martin up front. Here comes Tripp back down to the inside. And at lap number 8, it is back to the 38 at the top of the field. 4 lead changes over the last 4 laps between Tripp and Martin as they continue to race side by side. Martin trying to wind it up on the outside. Tripp down low. This time it's Martin back up at the top at lap number 9. John Paiva up to 3rd now. Back to 4th now as Lenny Guy slides up to 3rd. Up front, Tripp and Martin wheel to wheel off the corner. This time it is Tripp at lap number 10. No, it's not. 6 thousandths of a second between Tripp and Martin. Martin had it that time. Boy, the eyes can be deceiving sometimes. They roll off of turn number 4. Tripp trying back hard on the inside. Back slides the back end out just a little bit. Martin holds on that time. It's a little bit more comfortable. It's 4 hundredths of a second that time. Tripp battling back down to the inside. They're side by side at the top of the field, continuing to pull away from the rest of the field. Off of 4 they come. Down to the stripe, and it's Martin up top. Field has strung itself out, got themselves into a rhythm. When they come back around, it'll be 13 down, 12 to go. Martin and Tripp at the top of the field. Off of 4 they come, down to the stripe. That time, it's the 38 at the top of the grid. 3 thousandths of a second that time. Tripp and Martin putting on a show as they roll off of turn number 4. The 49 of Jim Hawkins about to go to -1 to the field. He slides up the racetrack as the leaders thunder down, closing in. Off of turn number 2, Tripp trying to use him as a pick. They squeeze underneath the 49 off of turn number 2. Off of 4 they come. Martin's got a half a truck length advantage, trying to squeeze down, and he picks up the lead, shuts the door in front of the 38. Tripp back to 2nd. Lenny Guy sits 3rd. Paiva sits 4th. 3 wide, deep in the pack for 5th. Look at that battle there for 6th. The 16 of Russ Borges got slid underneath the 88 of Kyle DeSouza and the 5 of Mike Lonhawk. Made it 3 wide for just a moment. A little bit hairy deep in the field. 17 laps complete this time by. Jody Tripp takes another look to the inside of Martin. Martin's able to hold on at the top of the field. He slides up. Tripp back to the inside. No, Martin shuts the door one more time. Kyle D'Souza falling back just a little bit on the outside, deep in the pack. Oh, Billy Clark goes around as he heads down into turn number 3. Back end just came out from underneath the Arcan spring number 1, and with the field bearing down at a high rate of speed, Baldock throws the yellow flag because he knew that Clark would not have a chance to get that truck running and rolling before the field came by. So with 17 laps complete, we are at the last 8 dating back to 2009 as he has that truck on a tear. And actually, that's a brand new truck in 2009 compared to the Toyota he ran in 08. Looking for the green off of 4. There it is. We're back underway. Jody Tripp hanging tight with Martin as they roll down into turn number 1. Lenny Guy sits 3rd. Paiva back to 4th. Jason Hero rounds out the top 5. Top 2 run wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Martin on the inside. The blue and yellow number 14 hanging tight. Opens up a half a truck length advantage over Jody Tripp. Tripp trying to hang on the outside, trying to get back to the top of the field. 4 cylinders versus 8 up front. Martin running a 4-cylinder truck. Go, Trip, all sorts of loose off the corner. Trying to put that big V8 to the track. He loses the back end just a little bit. He's got to settle in back behind. Trying to close it in as they roll down into turn number 3. And Martin sets the pace off of turn number 4. Slides up the racetrack. Trip takes a look down to the inside. Trying to get back to the top, but Martin's able to shut the door. Oh, trouble on the front straightaway. Russ Borges and Brian Murray get together. Murray cuts down a right rear tire. And we're right back under yellow. 20 laps are complete. Several laps. And right now it's Rick Martin leading the pack. Jody Tripp, Lenny Guy, John Piver, and Jason Hero, your top 5. As they roll off of turn number 4 one more time. Up on the throttle they come. There's the green flag, and they're back underway. Martin opens up a half a truck length advantage off of turn number 2. Tripp's got to settle him back behind. We'll see if he can do a crossover move and slide it in underneath off of turn number 4. Martin setting the pace. Here comes Lenny Guy to the inside of Jody Tripp. Tripp now has his hands full with the Ford of Lenny Guy. He's able to handle him, put him back behind as the 13 of Brian Murray rolls out of the pit area. He is about to go another lap down to the field as Martin closes in and takes a look down to the inside. 3 laps to go that time by, and the field has strung himself out. Rick Martin at the top of the grid trying to close in on George Summers and take over the all-time win lead here at the Action Track of the East. 2 laps to go. Tripp settles it back in, trying to get his rhythm back. Takes a look down to the inside off the second corner, but Martin is just too strong down the back straightaway. Nose to tail down into 3 and 4. The white flag unfurls one more time around, and they are like glue. Tripp loose off of 4, gathers it back in, loses a couple of truck legs. Oh, the 3 spins on across the front straightaway. Your leaders roll down into 3 and 4. Off the corner they come. Roderick can't get it refired, and we're going to go to yellow before they come down for the checkered flag. So this one's going into overtime. It'll be a green-white checkered finish as Jariah Roderick could not hang on off of Tripp to let themselves loose off of turn number 4. Lenny Guy, John Piver, and Jason Rose still your top 5 as they get ready to roll off the corner. Up on the throttle they come. Martin gets the jump and leads it down into 1, but Tripp evens up as they roll down into turn number 1. Side by side off the second corner. Tripp on the inside. Tripp on the outside. Martin on the inside. Wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Mike Ronhock gets loose deep in the field. White flag is out. Final circuit, and that time it's Martin by 11 hundredths of a second. Final time off of turn number 2. Martin half a truck advantage over Tripp. Tripp trying to battle back up on the outside. Wheel to wheel down off of turn number 4. Rick Martin gets the jump. Tripp gets sideways, and Martin picks up win number 4 of the season. Tripp in for second. Lenny Guy finishing third. John Piver fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is Jason Hero. Well, once he got there, he almost gave it up a few times to Jody Tripp. But picking up win number 4 in the season, how about a big round of applause for Radical Rick Martin. making it 4 in a row and 7 out of the last 8. How about a big round of applause for Radical Rick Martin? Rick, congratulations. That did not look easy because you and Jody swapped the lead back and forth probably 8 times across the stripe.
Yeah, he may be working for it today. We were up there for a long time. I was driving my heart out to stay with him, and that's good racing when it's like that. Just getting sick and seeing me here every week.
I don't think the fans are thinking that at all. I know you got to be pleased with the way this truck has been running.
Yeah, it's been running real good. I mean, I come here, I don't really do nothing to it, just get in and it runs. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's all the work over the winter the guys working on it pays off now.
Well, who are those guys that have helped you out?
Well, my father, Russell, a couple of guys on the crew and stuff. I mean, we didn't stop from the last race here at Seekonk last year. We started building all winter long, and it shows come spring.
Well, congratulations. Number 4 on the season. I know you got some people you want to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank Gary Lopes, George Kleinmos, especially Estrella's Trucking, Excel Recycling, Richie's Auto Radio, Total Welding Supply, and all the guys on the crew, Joe, Casey, Jim and Al, not here today, but get Russ and Jose. Thank all you guys.
Well, congratulations. Win number 4 on the season. Radical Rick Martin. Rick, don't go away yet. I got something to give you.